What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Unique from 99 Doors Entertainment, and thank you for joining me for part 3, where I show you how I make my beats from beginning to end. The last 2 weeks, we done made a melody, chord progression. We added all the instruments we needed in. We added drums to it, and this week, we're gonna add the bass. So I was listening to the beat, and as far as the beat goes, it's either one or two ways we can go with it. We can add some hard hitting 808s, or we can add hard hitting sub bass. Either one of them would sound great. I think I want to go with a combination of both. I think I want a hard hitting 808 during the verses, but during the hook, I just want a long sustaining bass line, I should say, because it's not gonna be an 808. But I'm gonna show you what I use and how I will achieve it. And let's go ahead and jump into Logic. So I'm gonna play where we left off last week. Okay, that's where we left off last week, and I know this need a lot of mixing, but right now when you in your creative process, I do not suggest going through and mixing it. Don't even worry about it. When you in your creative process, make it sound the best you can in your head and get all your ideas down. That's the best thing to do while you still in your creative process. Because I noticed if I try to mix while I'm creating, the beat would never get done. So I like to get all my ideas down now and then come back at a later date and then mix. We're going to continue with this right now. And again, I want to add an 808. And let's see which one do I have now. I'm actually going to use my keyboard this week, the Atom SQ, to get the bass line right. And let's see, if I'm remembering correctly, I still have, yep, Captain Chords is still up here, and I'm in the key of G minor. So with that, I'm gonna program this in my keyboard. I'm gonna over here at my keyboard, and I will go to instruments, and as you can see, I will choose my root, and I will go over to G sharp, and then I will change this into a minor scale right there. That's what any note I hit on my keyboard gonna automatically be in key. And then I will go over here. Then I will go over here and I will actually change the layout. There you go. Of my 808s. So it's right in the middle of the keyboard for me to choose. Now that I got my keyboard set up with the right key, now all that I gotta do is get my 808s right. And I actually want to keep Captain Chords open for this one, so I can see the root note of each one as I'm playing. Take this and move it down here. So basically now, only thing I'm doing is going through and only getting the root note of each key. So this one is C sharp, so I will delete everything besides C sharp. This one is E, and again I do the same thing there. And then once I get all the root notes, I will just double check, make sure everything else is deleted besides the root note. And because I got this already, I can go ahead and do a bass line. So I use a guitar on my bass line, any of my sub basses. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to this and hear how it sounds. And that's actually too far up. We're gonna select it all and take it down. Okay, that works, but it's not really standing out enough for me. So I do have this guitar rig that I got from Native Instrument that I normally use. And with this, I normally just choose the bass. And then sub bass king is what I use most of the time. It is other ones I use, but this is my go-to for 95% of the time. then I got this EQ here. I cut out some of the high end. Again, I don't have to do this here. I don't have to do this here. I can do this after I bounce it into a waveform. But sometimes I just like to hear it before I do it like that. So now that I got that created, I actually want to go back to this one. Now I know I'm going to have to move it up an octave for this one. Because I don't want it sounding too... I might have to actually move it up one more octave. And with that being said, I actually got a new 808 pack that I actually want to use real quick. I wanted to hit a little bit harder. Right now, only thing I'm doing is trying to find an 808 that really fits the feel of this beat. Basically, what I want to do is line my 808 up with all the kick drums. So I will use this right here and basically go through and chop my 808. So that is my 808s. That's how I make my bass lines for it. And pretty much now I'm in the mixing process. And the first thing, I want to make sure everything is out of MIDI form, which right now, only thing that's in MIDI form is my drums and my bass. So I'm actually going to solo my drums and I'm going to solo my bass right now. And what I'm about to do now is basically, I'm about to go through and check all my sounds. The snare that I have, the clap that I have, I want to make sure that's the best sounds for this beat. I'm going to go through and just double check each sound just to make sure I like each one of them. And then once I finish with that, I'm going to start gain staging everything. And then we can start mixing. So that's what we're going to do in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that video, go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment and let me know if you got any questions. I do respond to all my comments. And I pretty much, that's all I got for y'all today. Check y'all out later. Deuces.